BWOne here from BWOne, and this is the Galaxy Note 3. This is Samsung's flagship phone for the fall 2013. Now, does this remain supreme as the phablet king in 2013? Let's find out in my review of the Samsung Galaxy Note 3. So this is the Samsung Galaxy Note 3, the third iteration in the Note family for Samsung, and this is the phablet that they've pretty much made a market out of, the phablet market, and they pretty much dominate that market right now, and their dominance pretty much is going to continue here with the Galaxy Note 3, and I'm going to let you know why right now this is my favorite Android smartphone available today. Let's start off by just taking a look at the specs and designs of the Galaxy Note 3. Let's start off with the internals here. It does come with a quad-core processor inside of it, a Snapdragon 800 quad-core processor, and 3 GB of RAM inside of it as well too. So for the non-technical folks out there, sort of what does that mean? That means you're going to be able to really push programs pretty fast. You're going to be able to run a lot of programs as well too. That's why 3 GB of RAM is really important, considering most phones come with 2, which is enough, but that extra gigabyte of RAM is going to allow you to run more applications at once without having a lot of slowdown with it. And we're going to go over pretty much what that power is all about when we talk about the software a little bit later on here. It does come with that famous S Pen functionality, so the S Pen has been improved as well too, and has a couple of new cool tricks with it, and we'll go over that also in the software portion as well too. It does come with a 13 megapixel camera with some improvements as well. It isn't just ported over from the Galaxy S4. There's a couple of software improvements that they've done with it as well. We'll go over that a little bit later too. But let's talk about the biggest thing that you really notice here, besides it being a big phone or a phablet, is the 5.7-inch full HD AMOLED display. And you probably heard AMOLED before. For the non-technical out there, AMOLED basically, and put it simply, it's a panel display that Samsung uses, and a lot of the companies use as well too. It gives you those bright, vibrant colors that are sometimes oversaturated. It might not be the most accurate, but it creates a nice sort of visual appeal to a nice color pop that a lot of people do like with it, and that's definitely apparent here on the display here on the Galaxy Note 3, being at 5.7 inches, and Samsung's been able to actually slim it down. The phone itself is actually slimmer than its predecessor with the Note 2, while still making the display as close to edge as possible, and increasing the screen size. So it's very impressive that they were able to do that. Now with this large display, it's going to be great for looking at video content, watching movies and TV shows and things of that nature. Are going to look very good. You're going to get that nice massive screen size, so it's going to look good for you there. Also looking at pictures is going to be enjoyable, and also reading as well too, because this is a phablet, so being able to read is going to be pretty cool. And they have included a reading mode as well now that pretty much kind of dims the display in a certain way so that it's a little bit more comfortable to read on, because AMOLED displays aren't the best for reading text and like textbooks and stuff like that. So they've done some things that allow you to do that within reading mode, and you can actually go into the settings of reading mode and pick specific applications that take advantage of that particular mode. So it's very nice that they've done that, and it does help when you're trying to read on it. But the display also has some other settings as well within the settings menu to allow you to adjust the displays for specific sort of viewing, such as, it can be the adaptive display, it can be something for video games, movies, things of that nature. It has all the settings right there, so it's pretty cool. It allows you to adjust that. So this is a very massively big display that looks very good, and is the eye candy of the Galaxy Note 3, and something definitely people are going to enjoy viewing. Now you see the design of it. It does look a little bit similar to the Galaxy S4 that came out earlier this year, but they've changed some things with it. First of all, it's kind of got a more of a squarish look to it. It sort of reminds me of the international Samsung Galaxy S2 from a few years ago, and it's sort of combined with some of the Galaxy S4 sort of aesthetics as well too. So that's what the Note 3 kind of reminds me of. It does have these new sort of rigids here on the side, so you have that sort of chrome trimming around it, but you have the little rigids on the side of it that gives it an even better grip. And on the back, you do have that faux leather backing that some people have been making fun of, because it isn't real leather. Obviously, it's plastic, plastic, but it does give a nice premium and a nice better feeling to it than on the previous versions of phones that just use that plastic back. So that's really nice that they did include that on here. Now you can remove that as with most Samsung devices. You can remove the back panel. You're gonna see a 3200 milliamp hour battery, and I'm telling you right now, the battery life is very, very good here on the Galaxy Note. I have been able to get through a full day on a single charge, and I mean seriously a full, like from about 7 a.m. to maybe 10 or 11 p.m. and I'm still at about 20%, 19% battery life still on it, and I'm hammering away with about 4 email accounts. You got an Instagram, Facebook, 2 Twitters, checking all my analytics, my website, all those sorts of things within there. I'm power using the phone, and I'm really able to get the battery life that I'm looking for throughout the day. So if you're a battery junkie and you really need that long battery life, the Galaxy Note 3 might be something to definitely consider here. With that battery, you can also add a micro SD card to it as well too. It comes with 32 or 64 gigabyte storage options, but you're also able to get up to 64 gigabytes of additional storage with a micro SD card. You can slide in there yourself, so that's nice that they've included that. So overall, the design itself, it's a big phone. There's no getting around that. So you're gonna really need to see if it sort of works for you, if it can fit into your pocket. It's going to fit in most jeans pockets. Dress pants, it's definitely going to fit in there, but some people might think that you're happy to see them because it's going to stick out there just a little bit. Ladies out there, you're really going to have to sort of maybe think about what you're going to wear for the day a little bit more. If it's something you're going to be able to put in a pocket, put in a purse, you know, you're gonna have to maybe do a little bit of thinking on that with the Galaxy Note 3. But it's no getting around it. It's a big phone, but it is a nice phone that feels very good in the hand and has a nice grip to it. So it's definitely something that that's out there for those that really want those big screen phones. Now, with all that power, you're going to need some great software to be able to take advantage of that, and Samsung has included that with their version of TouchWiz, which is based on Android 4.3, which is the latest version of Android available right now. TouchWiz is sort of controversial in the tech world. Either a lot of people love it or a lot of people hate it. It's a very black and white sort of scenario with it. But I do think it's good for most people out there. It does have its quirks. I do wish it didn't have sort of that candy-coated look that it continued to seems to have, the cartoonish look, which was a little bit more sleek and more streamlined, especially something on here like the Galaxy Note. A little bit more professional look would be nice with it, but overall it's still pretty good, and it has a ton of software and features with it. It is pretty much everything that you see inside the Galaxy S4 is pretty much included here in the Galaxy Note 3, but there are some different things that they've included to make the Galaxy Note 3 unique, and I want to focus on a couple of those here. If you want us to do a full software tour, definitely let me know in the comments, and if I get enough comment and it gets enough views, maybe we'll do a full software tour of the Galaxy Note 3. So let's start off here with one of probably the more unique features is the S Pen here itself. Sliding out the S Pen will bring up the air commands. You can also just hover over the phone here itself and hit the button on the S Pen itself and it'll bring up the air commands, and you have about 5 commands that you can choose from Action Memo, Scrapbooker, Screenwriter, S Finder, and Pen Window. We're going to actually focus on a couple of these here. One of them would be the Action Memo. Action Memo, you basically bring it up and it's something you need to jot down real quick, like a phone number, an email, a contact, or something like that. And within that, as you kind of making that, you can make a quick memo and it just kind of saves itself, and you can actually come from within that memo and actually save it to other things as well too. So if you write a number down, you can actually add that number to a contact within a smartphone itself. So that's pretty cool that you're able to do that, and that's one of the functionalities with that. You also have if we go back here into the S Pen air commands, you have the pen window as well too. Now the pen window allows you to basically draw any shape on the screen here itself. So I'm just going to draw this square like this, and when you do that, it allows you to pick an application to put in there to basically multitask. So let's use the calculator just as one example. Now that calculator is going to sit right there, and you can move that through any window that you want it to be on, while you can swipe through your desktop and interact with your phone, go through apps and other things like that, and that'll always stay there on the top. You can go in there and interact with the calculator here itself. You can also maximize it out into a full application. You can actually minimize it back if you want to too, and you can shrink and close it out and all sorts of things like that with it. So that's pretty nice that you've added sort of that cool multitasking with it as well. But they do include their famous multi-window mode, so that's pretty nice that it still has that. You can choose 2 applications to drag over, and in between those you can kind of go between doing an email maybe and going through the gallery if you want to, and you just drag them over and they split, and you can actually resize how the windows are. You can choose your custom size between the 2 of them. You can interact between both of them, and you can have different commands and things. You can have multi windows in one section versus another section as well. So it gives you a ton of commands and ton of control being able to do that within multi-window mode. Really nice that they've included that. Also, they have the My Magazine, which is similar to HTC sort of blink feed. Swiping at the bottom of the phone, we'll bring it up here, and it's sort of a news aggregator. You include all the latest news and things like that. You also have your own personal information that'll sort of creep up as well too. You can actually have here and now depending on your location that you're at. You can add your social accounts as well too, so your Facebook, your Twitter can be included in with it, and it'll sort of integrate here within the feed itself. So it's a nice little addition that Samsung has added, and I like the fact that it's not obtrusive. It's basically your option to use that. It's at the bottom. If you never want to use it, you never have to see it. If you want to use it, you can use it as much as you want to. So that's something I definitely appreciate Samsung sort of including here. Now, My Magazine is one of the newer applications, but you still get all of Samsung's classic S applications. So you get S Health, S Translator, you even get S Voice, which S Voice, the Siri clone, is just not the greatest application to use for voice commands. I definitely would recommend using Google Now over it, and I hope Samsung realizes this and sort of further integrates the Google Now software more into their TouchWiz, and kind of get rid of S Voice overall, because it's just not good. And like I said, Google Now is just going to be better. I'd recommend that for anybody that's using Android over anything else that's out there right now for it. You do have Samsung Hub, and you do have Watch On that allows you to use your Galaxy Note 3 as a TV remote as well too, so that's pretty cool. So you get all these great software and features and such, but you do still get a very, very smooth and nice experience, especially with the quad-core processor and the 3 GB of RAM. You get those TouchWiz ones very, very smooth. You get a hiccup maybe here and there, but most smartphones you're gonna run into 1 or 2. It's not something that that's really avoidable, but overall, apps load up quick. The software experience is fast and smooth, and overall, it's gonna be very, very enjoyable to have all that power there with it, especially when it comes to gaming as well too, because gaming is a beast on the Galaxy Note. One of the things I always notice about the Note series is that when you're gaming on it, it definitely packs some power for gaming, and you're gonna really like playing those high intensity graphical games that do heat up the processor in the back just a little bit. You're gonna feel a little bit, but the games look very good on it, and especially with the 5.7-inch display, it makes it much more immersive. So you can play your high graphical games, and you can play your low graphic games like Candy Crush and such. So you'll still be able to get your game on with the Galaxy Note 3, and it's very good. If you're somebody that's really big on mobile gaming, you're gonna really like the performance from the Galaxy Note 3 here. Speaking of more fun, let's talk about the camera here itself. So the camera application is very similar to the Galaxy S4's camera. Not much has changed with it in terms of the layout. One of the things that you'll notice missing in it in terms of the modes is night mode. Night mode is now automatically in the camera itself. It automatically turns itself on. It sort of auto detects a night mode setting and sort of starts the processing after you take the picture to generate that better photo. It does an okay job. It's not as good as OIS or optical image stabilization or anything like that, but it does improve the photos a little bit better than before. I've noticed that there's just a little bit extra processing even in regular daytime photos as well too. It's sort of oversaturating the photos a little bit, but it does improve the look of them, and overall the photos on the Galaxy Note 3 here do look very, very good. So you're not going to be disappointed with that. And a key feature of the Galaxy Note's camera is that its ability to record in 4K resolution. It's higher than pretty much everyone's TV out there with 4K. Just think of 1080p times basically 4, and that's what you're getting with 4K. And we have a few sample videos of what 4K video looks like, and If you have a 4K monitor, it's going to be really cool to see that. If not, you can kind of get the idea with your 1080p display, sort of how it sort of looks, but it's cool that it has that ability to do that. And that's pretty cool. And that's probably one of the more important reasons why the phone has actually a USB 3.0 port on the bottom of it here. One of the things I forgot to mention in the hardware section there, you can see this sort of quirky looking port here at the bottom. It is USB 3.0, so you're going to get faster transfer speeds and faster charging. And while it does have USB 3.0, you're still going to be able to use a regular USB 2.0 port to charge as well too, a cord to charge as well too. So no worries on that. You'll be able to plug it in there and still get your typical charging on it. But the 3.0 port with the 3.0 cable that Samsung includes will allow you to charge a little bit faster and transfer data a little bit faster if you have a USB 3.0 port in your computer. Now, during our review process, we're able to get both the black and white versions of the Galaxy Note 3. I do prefer the black version. It has a better feeling of that fake and faux leather look to it than I would say the white version does. You can kind of get a look at both of them here and see which one you may prefer. And we have the screens on both of these here as well too, so you can get an idea sort of what they look like and a bit of a comparison. We did do an unboxing, and this is the Verizon model. We did do an unboxing that compared it to this one as well too, so if you want to get a closer look at it, you can. This is the AT&T model right here. But the Galaxy Note in of itself is a phone that's meant for the power user. It's meant for the person that really does true mobile computing. That's kind of the idea of Android. So you're getting all the power features packed into one here. Now, it's not a perfect device. It is big. It's going to be a detractor for some people. It's just 5.7 inches, just too big of a smartphone for them to hold if they don't have big hands or just not comfortable holding it. It might be detractor for them. The settings menu is still a bit of a mess, I would definitely say, when you're going into the settings, and they have a search box right up there to try to find things, but it's just still very convoluted and sort of a easy way to get lost within that. And touch, we still have, like I said, that cartoonish look to it that might not appeal to everyone, but Samsung does a great job of packing everything into the phone and letting you choose the features that you want to use, and that's what the Galaxy Note 3 has here. It has all the way down to easy mode. If you want to set an easy mode on it, you can just put it on easy mode and use it that way. And you can go as advanced as you want it to be as well too. So if you're a power user, the Galaxy Note is what you're gonna be very interested in looking at. You have the big screen, good battery life, you have the S Pen and the multitasking and just everything that a power user uses. I know I'm saying power user a lot, but that is really what the phone is aimed towards. So definitely have to give this phone a thumbs up. Right now, personally, it's my favorite Android device, smartphone right now in 2013, but there are plenty of other good ones out there that are very solid phones. But right now, this is top of the list for me. So let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of the Samsung Galaxy Note 3. Post your comments below on this review. Let me know what you think of this. We'll be doing some comparisons obviously as well too, so stay tuned for those things coming up in the near future as well. And if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. It really helps us out. Subscribe to our YouTube page. You can check out all those other versus videos that we'll have against this bad boy and many others, and many other tech videos as well too that we love to do here at BWOne. So subscribe to our YouTube page, follow us on all our social networks, Google+, Facebook, and Instagram. All of those are, no, not Instagram, but all of them are down in the links in the description. And always remember to live your tech world in high definition. Thanks for watching.